Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little origami boxes. It uses just one 6x6 pattern paper and they were so much fun to do. They're very simple and I made a bunch of them, a whole bunch of them. Now I also have my schemas of my blog showing you how to fold these, and otherwise you can just watch the video and see how I make them. So to start off with, I want to choose my papers. When you do this, you want to have double-sided paper, and the first one that I'm using is Hey Cupcake, and I'm gonna go with these cute little party hats. Is that what it is? I chose this pattern because it has no real direction, and papers with no direction works best for this. To start off with, I'm going to use this scoring board just as to make it easier to fold the first folds. So I'm just going to fold the paper straight off. When you fold it, you want to fold it with the outside paper outside and the inside of the box paper on the inside. So I'm going to have the little party hats on the inside and the orange paper on the outside, or orange design on the outside. Next step to doing this is folding corner to corner, and here I take the inside paper on the outside when I fold the corner. I'm being very careful here when I line up, and then I line up that little kind of triangle that I got from the first ones, and then I use my bone folder to crease. And I would recommend to always use your bone folder to crease this. The Doodlebug design papers is fairly thick and it's just good enough to make this. I would recommend not using anything thicker than that, so no cardstock. So here I just fold these together, and you saw how I folded them. I just took the corners, I put them in so you get that rectangle. Then I am orienting it with the opening to the bottom because this made it easiest for me to fold. And I'm using my bone folder here just to help with those folds. If you have a thinner paper, the folds will be easier than this. And then I take those edges and I fold them in so I get like little triangles. There's a lot of triangles in this. And then I just score that with my bone folder, push it down with my bone folder. And as you see, you want to make sure that you have an opening on the side. So if you do it from the top that isn't open, you won't get those openings, and then you cannot make the box. The next step is to push down on that kind of opening it down and push down the top. So you get a top triangle, and then you get two small triangles with the inside paper. I really don't know how to explain these, but I'm gonna try to. So you push again down and you use your bone folder to just enhance those creases. Then I am going to turn that around, completely around, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So first I go in and I fold it down with my fingers, and then when it's folded the way I want to, I will then just add that crease to enhance the crease with my bone folder. Then I'm opening those sides. Here I actually use the bone folder to push in on that triangle. That helps a lot with opening it. So I'm opening it, I take my bone folder all the way in, and then I fold down the top and crease the corners. And that is how it looks. Now I'm going to open it up. Actually, I'm not going to open it up. I'm going to fold up that little triangle. I realized it was harder to open it up. So I'm now going to fold in the middle triangle towards the top of this and just line it up straight against the top and then enhance that crease. And that is going to be kind of the outer pieces. Now I open it up so that I open up both sides, and I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to fold in the sides and then I'm going to fold the middle part up. So now I'm going to have 4 of those when I have done the other side too. Here, I started wrong. But yeah, do the sides like this, crease those sides, and then just fold up the point. And this is where you open your box. So what you want to do is you want to put your fingers into the box and carefully just push out all the edges. If you do this carefully, it will not break. But if you are a little bit too hard with it, you can actually break where you have done your folds. So be very careful when you do that. And there you have, you can actually leave the box with the little pokes poking out. However, I want to hide them on the sides because I kind of like that. So I'm using some little glue, mini glue dots, that's the word. And I'm going to use 8 of them on this. You don't need the glue dots, you can use liquid glue. However, I felt making these with the glue dots make things go a little bit faster because the glue dots will help hold everything in place while I'm using my wet glue. So then I put 4 of them a little bit further in, and then I'm going to put 4 of them at the tops of those little spokes, star pieces, I don't know, points, that's probably the word, points. When I've done that, I am picking up my little glue here. You want to make sure that you have a glue that isn't too wet, because really wet glue will break down the paper and then it will kind of go. It will break. The paper will break down. So you want to use a glue that works good. I'm using the On Point glue, by my favorite things. Then I fold in those and I hold them down. I hold those really the outer points. I hold them down until the glue has dried enough to hold it. It isn't completely dry, but it is dry enough to hold those pokes down or points down, and put a little pressure on it. It actually helps a lot. This glue actually dry clear, so I really don't have to kind of put it away, but I do go in with my fingers for any of the glue that oozes out on the sides. And that is the first little box. When you have done these boxes for a while, it will go much faster. So I thought I'd go through and show you another design. But yeah, this is how it looks. I really like that one. So now I'm going to use a directional pattern because I wanted you to see how the directional pattern goes on. So I'm using this Rainbows and Clouds, and this is from the Lots of Love pattern paper. And again, I'm using my Teflon bone folder and I used my scoreboard just to line the sides up. It's actually a little bit easier, especially when you're working with a little bit of a thicker pattern paper, to just butt it up against something. And then I just line up the triangle folds. So now I have 4 different folds, and I'm gonna then use my rainbow paper on the inside and the little clouds on the outside. Again, kind of make sure that you have the opening on the bottom, and then fold in the edges from the bottom up, making these little triangles that will make those little sides be open. Here I just do the same fold on both of the sides before I go on. So this is just a different sequence of things, and you can do this multiple different ways. Like, you still want to do them in the order, but you can do both sides after one another. Now I'm going to open up those little folds to get a top triangle and 2 small triangles on the sides. And now you start to see those that inner pattern paper. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just open that up and kind of enhance those folds again. Using my bone folder to help open up so that I get a better corner. Otherwise it can be a little bit hard. I fold up that bottom, and you want to line that up with those top little corners and the middle score line, so everything is lined up. And when that is done, I'm opening up kind of opening up the other two sides. I fold along those already done score lines, and then just kind of make them a little bit harder. So the second fold here, the second page side is much easier to fold because you already have those score lines done for the other one. And if you are isn't too careful, you can tear the paper like I did there. After you have done all of the burnishing, you again put your fingers into that little box. Carefully push it out. Can be a little bit fiddly, but after a while, using your thumbs, you will open it up and you will have your little box already. And then you have the last part of that, and that is adding the glue dots and the glue and pinch them. So I'm doing the exact same thing here. I'm using 4 little glue dots on the inside of those little triangles. This is to hold the triangles to the sides of the box. You do want to have glue there. It makes it easier again to get those bottom little corners to stick down, but you can use just glue. In the beginning I just used glue. It's just that I'm a little bit impatient and don't want to sit and hold down those points too long in the bottom. And also there's no really way to use anything to help you hold them, so you are going to hold them down. So using a little bit of tape or glue dots will help a lot. I'm not using tape here, like for mine. I'm using glue dots because it was faster and because I have a couple of packages and I hardly use them. So I thought, hey, this can be a good way to use my supplies up or something. Then I'm adding a little bit of glue from my On Point glue pen. You can use any white glue as long as it isn't too wet. As I said previously, too wet glue will tear the paper. So you want a paper on paper glue. The On Point is really good. The Lawn Fawn glue pen is really good. And I think also the Simon Says Stamp quick glue is also pretty good. Then I used to hold down those corners to make the glue kind of stick. Those little glue dots actually help hold them down while they dry too. And as you see here, everything will go in like an angle when you do these if you have a kind of a stripy design. So that was kind of the 2 different little boxes that I made. Well, I made a lot of boxes. I think I have around 10 of them. I have a lot of retired cardstock or pattern papers that I've been going through and just making boxes. But yeah, so this is some of them, but I have so many more on my table. They can be used for like keeping jewelry. I'm using one for an art box. Was recommended on my Instagram when I showed them these. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked this, please thumbs it up. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and down below you find all the details. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!